Hmm. Yeah, y'all knew I was getting on here. Y'all knew I was getting on here. What's going on, everyone? Today is Tuesday, right? It is Tuesday. It is really Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. And I made tacos. I didn't take a picture of the tacos because everybody's making tacos. So, what is going on? I'm going to give this a minute for people to see that I am on live. Told y'all Tuesdays and Thursdays. I pick a day and then I go on my YouTube channel, which is titled Listen and Learn with Antoinette. So, I gotta keep this music a little bit low. I don't even think y'all can hear it because, they like to mess with my lives as soon as they hear the music and catch on to what I'm playing. But, I know y'all saw that post, and I appreciate everybody who chimed into that post I put up regarding that relationship where the girlfriend was pissed off at her boyfriend for buying his baby mama some gifts and stuff. He was real, cool about it, but she wasn't. And I seen y'all chimed in. I really appreciate that. And I noticed that, if it's a good topic, definitely, y'all definitely do chime in. And I appreciate that. Hey, Toya. Hey, honey bunches of oats. How are you? How you been doing, baby girl? Hope you're blessed. Hope you are blessed. But yeah, I appreciate y'all chiming in. But I'm sorry. Not sorry. Dude was bogus as ever for that. And I get what some of you men are saying regarding the fact that they only been together 6 months. He ain't got no kids by her. But it's the principle. If you dating somebody, and yes, it was 6 months, but still, she shouldn't have been playing mama to his child in 6 months. Okay, well, they had that understanding. So she was, it's a package deal. So she took his package and treated that child like her own. There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all tripping. Oh my God. And just because she wanted to have at least flowers or a card, there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all be tripping me out. First thing y'all want to do is say how the dating game is so jacked up out here. Ain't no good people out here. The man, he even admitted that he did stuff for the girl on a regular basis. Okay, fine. Y'all feel she was ungrateful? That's your business. I don't feel she was ungrateful. I just felt like she felt as though the baby mama got way more props. And if you're trying to get to know somebody and you're dating them and it happens to fall around Mother's Day 6 months later, there's nothing wrong with getting her some flowers. Dang, y'all act like flowers and candy is just the most horrible thing to buy somebody when you just meet them. Ugh. Hey, Jason. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all are, not everybody. Some of y'all are tripped though, boy, but like I said, I appreciate y'all chiming in, but I think dude was bogus. I feel like he was bogus as hell. He could have at least bought that girl a card. But the way he kicked his baby mama down, that's some other stuff right there. That blew me because that made me confused. Like, wait a minute. Y'all ain't together. She got a man, but you going all out for her like y'all still together? Nah, he's still hitting it. He's still hitting it. That's how that went. He's still hitting it. I don't care what nobody say. He's still hitting it. How about them apples? But one of my main topics today, and I know I'm gonna catch it on this one. Mr. White. I'm not sure if any of you know this situation, but there was a school teacher that got fired for allowing his students, which were all female, to unbraid his hair. Now, when I first saw this, And I actually, saw it on social media. I was a little upset about that too. At first, I was upset about it. But then, you know me, I have this ability, like most of you, to troll people. So I found out he's got a TikTok. And I actually went on the man's TikTok. And I know you can't always tell who a person is through social media. I get that. I get that. But there are certain characteristics with a person that will be consistent. A lot of people were saying, oh, he's a handsome man, this, that, and the third. He shouldn't have had those girls touching his hair. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. But that was before I went on that man's TikTok. And I actually started looking at his videos of his interaction with those kids. This man, I'm just saying, I'm telling you what I observed. The man was close to all his students, every last one. I will say that. The man, to get kids to do homework, he would play games with them. He would do all of that. He interacted with these kids like a friend. I saw that, like a true friend. So I went on ahead and I observed about 6 or 7 of his videos. And I'm sorry, I didn't even see this exactly. So many people without principles. Yeah, exactly. But see, it's always somebody. Shit, half these hoes can't even get a text back. And somebody got the nerve. Let me stop. Anyway. And then wait, they thought it was about me. Y'all think everything I post is about me. No. I would say if it's about me. Dang it. But back to what I was saying. I viewed the man's TikTok. And I viewed how close he was with these kids. And when I mean close, he did more than interact with the children. He taught the children about self-esteem. He taught the children about morals. He taught the children about bullying, what not to do if they're being bullied. He grew close to these children as a friend. I saw this. I think the decision for him to allow these girls to unbraid his hair, that was a mistake. That was a mistake because with him being a black man out here, automatically he had to strike against him with that being said by itself. But if you had noticed, there has been a lot of the videos with another race and black kids cutting their hair, and that was supposed to be okay. Nobody said anything about that situation. But because he's a black man and he's a teacher of high standards, of high standing, he already had a strike against him. And the way these kids, how fast these little girls are these days, how these kids don't have any morals, how these kids don't have any respect for teachers, it would look like he's actually doing something inappropriate. But I'm telling y'all something. If you go on his TikTok, and actually I'm going to copy and paste and stick it on my page. If you go on this man's page, he actually does address what he did. And, he didn't think anything was wrong with it. The kids didn't think anything was wrong with it. The parents were in an uproar. Some parents were not. Some of those children that he allowed in his head were actually going to school one day to be hairstylists. And some of them actually do hair on the side. Some of them had a hustle of doing hair. So he decided to let them, unbraid his hair, giving them practice, and so he could go get his hair rebraided. He had stated that he didn't have time because of the hours of school, but he wanted to get his hair rebraided, and he didn't have time to take it down himself. So he asked the girls that they want to take his hair down, and you know what? Yeah, it looked a little funny. But what he did was he videotaped it because he wanted to protect himself as well as the girls that were undoing his hair. He wanted to show everybody there was nothing underhanded, there was nothing misled, there was nothing going on, there was no kind of sexual this, that, and the third. When I saw the rest of his videos, y'all should see the interaction he had with these kids. I'll give him his props on that. He had those kids that were very close to him. They learned in a different way. If y'all haven't noticed, the kids is really fighting teachers, cussing them out, kicking them, giving them the finger, telling them to go straight to hell, calling them every B word in the book. They have no respect. You got to the point where teachers are literally so frustrated, they ready to fight their students. This man found a way to not have to go through that with his students. He made learning fun. He made learning into a game for them. He made them interested in learning and getting their education. So I will give him props about that. I was real upset at first, but that's before I looked into it deeper than what I did at first. And a lot of y'all got upset with the man, but I'm telling you right now, I ain't gonna lie, after what I saw, I don't think he meant any harm. It's just that he chose to put himself in that position. And I'm not saying that because of the man crying tears and stuff on his video of him reading the letters from the kids after he got fired. Yeah, he was bawling his ass off. I'm not saying this because of that. I actually viewed how he, interacted with those kids. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the way he presented education to those children, he made it fun. If he was my teacher back in the day, I would have loved learning from him because he made education and life fun for them. And a lot of kids need that because if they feel like they got to be robots, a lot of them aren't going to behave as well. If they feel like that they could talk to their teacher about anything without that teacher violating them, they're going to want to learn. They're going to want to communicate. They're going to want to do better in school, in my opinion. So I say all that to say this, y'all, we coming down on the man. He made a bad choice. But to be honest with you, from what I've observed, I honestly don't think he meant any harm. I honestly don't. But he made a bad decision and it didn't look right. And you having girls in your head and you a grown man. But see, here's another thing. They were like, oh, he's a handsome man and them girls fast. Well, if he was an ugly man, what would y'all have said? If he was butt stank ugly, would y'all have had that same mentality seeing the girls unbraid his hair? I think that's a really bad stereotype for people to have. If you're going to accuse somebody of something, look deep into it, because if the shoe was on the other foot, and sometimes I have to put myself in somebody else's shoes. If the shoe was on the other foot and I really meant no harm, I probably wouldn't have done what he did. But at the same time, I would be hurt and offended also if I'm a good person and I don't have malice in my heart for my students and somebody uses a video to destroy me as a human being and to destroy my career. You know what I'm saying? So try to look deeper into things. And this was for me too. Start looking deeper into things before y'all jump to conclusions. Yes, all the parents were uproared, but I'm telling y'all right now, after I did my research, I don't think that man meant any harm for those girls. But the way it looked, the way he conducted it, everybody's not going to feel the same way. Everybody's not going to do their research. Everybody's not going to sit back and take the time out to find out who this man really is. They're not going to care. You know why? Because it's drama. And when you have drama, controversy, people are quick to jump to that before they jump to anything. Like a post about God, I could put a post up about God all day long. I might get 3, 4, 5 likes, maybe 13. But the minute I post some drama, it's a floodgate. I think sometimes we got to learn to choose our battles. And I think this teacher learned a high lesson on how to choose his, because he put himself in a position and now people are calling him a pedophile. People are literally, trying to say he had sex with, trying to have sex. None of that was going down. None of that was going down. He let some girls unbraid his hair. It was a bad choice. He videotaped it for their safety and his safety. But he interacted with those children every single day. And he used to put all the stuff on video, TikTok, how to teach kids, how to get them to want to learn. Ain't that what we want? Isn't that where we want our teachers to find different ways to get these kids to understand about learning and getting them to understand how important education is? Isn't that the goal? Or are we supposed to just stick with the teachers that get so frustrated with kids, even though these kids are disrespectful, to the point where they're actually punching the kids in the throat? Y'all gotta pick a struggle. Seriously, pick a struggle. Because the moment them teachers put their hands on your child, you marching up to your lawyer's office. Here we have a man that interacted in a way where he actually cared about these kids, not just their education, but cared about them as individuals. So he found a way, he was smart enough to find a way to keep those babies interested in getting their education. I don't see anything wrong with that. Anything wrong with that. So I'm going to say my prayers is out to him, real talk, because that was he put the bullet in his own gun, and it's unfortunate, but my take on it is that the man meant no harm. He loved those kids, but not in the way that you think. He was funny. He made all kinds of these cute skits and stuff, and it's all evolving around education. All of it. That's something to think about. But back to this baby mama stuff right here. Yeah, I'm going right back to that over there. Look, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Relationships are hard enough. It's hard enough to date people, from what I understand. Relationships are screwed. It's bad enough that people are dealing with mental illness. People are dealing with a lot of life struggles. A lot of people are dealing with many, many mental issues. So it's very difficult to date in the world when I was dating. You think that's hard? I know a lot of y'all know marriage is some work. But what kills me is a lot of y'all complain about finding a good person, finding somebody that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, treat you the way you want to be treated. But the minute you find that person, you think it's too good to be true, and you sabotage the relationship. There's a lot of that going on. Then men don't want gold diggers, but then women don't want no broke dudes. But the moment a woman speaks about a broke dude, all of a sudden she's judgmental. Y'all gotta learn to pick a struggle out here. Dude was bogus. He was wrong. He had no business treating that girl like that. He should at least bought her some flowers. I'm gonna leave that alone right then and there. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I'm looking at it like this. Don't go asking for something and then as soon as you find it, treat it like shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. You a hypocrite. Ladies, you get a good dude by your side. A dude that's taking care of you. That's putting you first. That's putting you on a pedestal. Don't get the man and dog him out. Because when you do that, you deserve every dog nigga after you screwed over that good guy. And the same thing goes for the men. So if you are blessed enough to get a good person in your life, treat them right. Don't treat them different. But you gonna treat a baby mama like you still with her. You gonna buy her everything but the kitchen sink. But you trying to get to know this other young lady that's been with you for 6 months. Y'all use time like it ain't nobody business. There are people that have met and love at first sight and been together for years. There are people that have looked at each other and met and only stayed together 3 months. There are people, everybody is different. What works for you may not work for the next person, and vice versa. Another problem with relationships is People are so quick to find the wrong in the relationship and so quick to give up on it. Nobody wants to work for it no more. I think old girl should have had, I understand why she left him. I understand because the way his response was, it was very cold. But if his response was a little bit different or they had a conversation over the phone, I think that whole situation probably would have turned out a little bit differently. And they'd probably still be together. But the way dude handled that, he made that girl feel this small. If you're trying to get to know somebody, you really like them, you feeling them, you don't make them feel second. Because trust and know, baby mama gonna move on with her life. She's gonna give two shits about you, not two, not one. She gonna move on with her life. And what, you gonna keep dogging out every nice girl that comes into your life over the baby mama? You ain't looking to marry nobody. You ain't looking to get a queen. You ain't looking to get a helpmate. You just playing games out here and you just coochie passing. That's all. That's all you doing. I mean, if that floats your boat, it floats your boat. But if you're trying to get to know somebody and that person is being good to you, be good to them. It's not hard. People are so scared of being ran over and people so scared of being cheated on and all of the craziness. I mean, it's not crazy, but you so worried about it, you don't even focus on the good stuff that's going on. And the minute a disagreement happens, all of a sudden you ready to cut the cord and give up on the person. Relationships about learning each other. It's about getting to know each other. It's about seeing if you both gel. It's about seeing how you can make each other happy. It's about growing. And we all fall short. We all fall short in our emotions and our feelings. Y'all know I've done it. But there's a time where we got to sit down and look at ourselves in the mirror and say, is this the way you're going to run your life for the rest of your life? My life is different from yours. But I think we're a little bit too old to keep, jumping candles. That's just my personal opinion. Hold on a second, y'all. That's just my personal opinion. I had to do this, y'all. Hold on a second. Crap. Okay. Okay. All right. Spiritual struggles. Spiritual struggles. We facing a lot of spiritual struggles if y'all haven't noticed. I look at a lot of posts, even some of the posts that I put up. And if you look deep down, a lot of people are going through the spiritual struggles. We at a point right now where we're so attracted to drama, we forget about what healing is, what moving forward to heal is. We just focusing on the drama of life because it keeps us entertained, keeps us temporarily focused on something else besides what we need to deal with within ourselves. People are going through trials and storms, and the things that I've seen on Facebook. And I'm not innocent. I've done this also, and I'm still learning. God has been working on me for the last 15 years. 10 years. But we are still dealing with a lot of hurt situations. People are being attacked like crazy. And this is why I keep saying we're going through spiritual warfare. We getting to the point now where men and women are starting to hate each other. Starting to hate each other. We ain't giving the kids nothing to look up to no more. We go through trials, and the first thing we do is we point the finger at the next person instead of holding ourselves accountable for the BS that we create within ourselves. It's unfortunate, but it's true. The moment you get a closeness with God, the moment that you focus on God, people don't want to hear you. They don't want you. They don't want to hear that. People don't want to heal. There are people out there, I believe, that don't want to heal. I'm like this. When God put me in an isolation, he put me in that position for a reason. When God removed so many people out of my life, he did it for a reason. Y'all got to understand, when God removes people out of your life, he heard conversations you didn't. They can't go on the path he has for you. You got to trust the process. But I saw this one guy, and I'm not going to say names, it's deep. But whatever he was going through, you know, what relationship he was in, the person took his kids, took his family away, his grandkids. It just turned into a real mess. But we don't know exactly why that happened. But judging by what he posted, as we all do, y'all done it to me, it seemed like he had some real anger issues also. And I'm praying that he works on that. But like I said, we all dealing with all kinds of struggles, and the spiritual warfare that we dealing with is crazy. We still got people jumping out of the blue. The one young man that just killed his brother just got sentenced for killing his brother. Do you know that boy, when he was in court, he acted like he didn't know what the hell was going on, man. I'm telling you, demons jumping in and out of bodies. Y'all don't want to hear this. I get it, but I don't do this for likes. Because this same video is going to be downloaded and posted on my YouTube channel for those who want to hear the truth. We have really got to stand our ground on who we are. But we're so concerned about what other people think about us. It gets to a point where we are no longer knowing who we are. We become followers of social media. We can become followers of groups. We become followers because we don't have our own individuality. But see, you can't say that on the internet because now you're judging. I was a follower at one time. I know a whole gang of followers. If you don't know who you are, that's all you will ever be. And one thing I always say is, the devil don't mess with nothing he already know he got claims to. So a lot of people are going through a lot of trials right now. You know why? Because God has a huge blessing on the other side of that storm for you. And I'm saying all this to say this. Hold on. Don't give up no matter how hard life is. If you got a good relationship, work at it, build with it. If you are struggling with healing from anger, from alcohol, from all of that, focus on yourself to heal yourself, but give God the glory and allow him to help you. We have become slaves of social media. All of us. We have become slaves of social media. It's all about the popularity. But truth be told, that's not everybody's reality all the way. People need to heal. I need to still heal from things. But one thing I do is I trust in God Almighty to help me through that healing. I trust him. I seriously trust him to help me through the healing that I need. I trust God to get me through every storm that I'm going through. I trust God to guide me down that path and hold my hand. I fast. I pray. I purge my flesh to manifest these blessings that I know I have coming to me. It's not an easy road. Everybody ain't gonna like you. It's not an easy road. Some people will call you corny. Some people ain't gonna find you interesting because the drama ain't there all the time. The drama. But I want to tell a lot of y'all that's going through stuff, and I know a lot of people that inbox me a lot of their issues, and I appreciate that. But I'm telling you right now, never stop doing what you're doing. I see your posts. I see what you put up. I can feel the energy. You may feel like giving up right now, but I'm telling you, every time you feel like giving up, remember, that's just you getting closer and closer to your blessing. So if you know you're getting closer to your blessing, don't give up. Keep on moving. Keep on trucking. God gonna keep you lifted by your straps. I'm telling you, don't give up. You got a business out there, man. Keep going with that business, no matter what it looks like. You may be banging 1 minute with clients or banging 1 minute with customers. Next thing you know, you hit a dry period and you think it's over. Never think that. Still keep going. I'm a living, breathing, walking testimony. We love to sit back and say, thank you, Lord, until the trials come up. The tests are where the real blessings are at. The test that you pass are how you manifest the real blessings you got coming your way. So don't stop doing what you're doing. Don't get discouraged. The moment you get discouraged, say a prayer, ask God for strength, because he said whatever you say in his name, he will do it. I'm a believer. I've done it. I'm still doing it. Chosen ones are going to be misunderstood. You're going to be ridiculed. When you're going through your process and you're getting ready to receive a blessing that you have never seen before, you are going to be ridiculed. You are going to be shunned. You are going to be accused of this, that, and the third, and you ain't did shit wrong. You are definitely going to be isolated. And when you're being isolated, it's because God is cleansing you. He's cleansing you. He's doing it for me. It's a process. But we all got to learn to keep trusting God's process. He ain't going to give you a blessing you don't deserve, so you're going to get tested. I'm tested every single day, but I know there is a breakthrough at the end of the tunnel. There is light, and I believe in that, and I stick to that. I stick to it because I trust the process. So those of you with a business, those of you who are starting a business, those of you who are musical artists, those of you that God gave so many gifts to, there's going to come a time where he wants you to focus on your gifts. And it's not going to be easy because you are going to go through trials and tribulations that you have never experienced before. Trust the process. Trust me, God got you. You just got to trust in him. And he ain't going to let you down, because I'm telling you right now, he ain't let me down yet. So I'm going to keep speaking. I'm going to keep cooking. I'm going to keep exploring. I'm going to keep moving forward. Even if I got to do it by myself, I will keep moving forward. God will introduce you to people, friends, new relationships, new friendships. He will introduce you to people you never thought you would meet. And moving forward, he will reveal to you why he removed that old rubbish. But he put something that's actually a blessing in your life to move forward with. A lot of us got to let go of old baggage. A lot of us got to let go of old habits in order to prosper. That goes for me too. Everything that I let go of that I'm supposed to let go of, God has shown me one blessing after the other. But you have to be consistent. God knows your heart, but he's going to test you every time, and the devil ain't going to let off of you. He don't care if you're pretty. He don't care if you're handsome. The devil don't care about that. The enemy don't give a damn what you look like. The enemy going to keep attacking. People are going through depression like crazy more than ever. I think I spoke about this on one of my lives, I want to say 3 years ago. The devil is attacking people so bad to the point where depression is starting to become more common than it was 10 years ago. And it's starting to become the norm where people are actually okay with it. I'm not okay with anxiety and depression. That's the no. That's one of the things that'll take you up out of here. Silent killer. We got to learn to let some things go. We got to learn to change our environment, change who we hang around, change for the better. That don't mean tell everybody to kiss your ass. You don't fight evil with evil. You love people from a distance, but not everybody is there to go on your journey with you. So please understand, don't you give up on your talents. God gave you those gifts for a reason. He gave you that gift to move forward with. And when he gave you that gift to move forward with, he wants you to teach the next one. It's about preaching the gospel out here and being a witness to the glory that he has for all the struggles you went through. Trust me, there's a whole process to this. And you're going to be the one that has to lift somebody else up that possibly went through what you went through or worse. Everybody on this earth got a purpose. We can't ride the fence. Riding the fence ain't never got us nowhere. Nah, I ain't no holy roller. I make mistakes just like anybody else. I still make mistakes. But I know how to keep myself accountable. I know how to repent. I know how to ask God to help me change for the better. Start focusing on changing for the better. We getting too old to stay 25, baby. Even though we're all still looking 25. When you don't know what to do and you're going through so much, my advice to those who are going through a lot and going through struggles in relationships or going through struggles in life, period, going through struggles financially, going through struggles mentally, my advice to you is to meditate on God's word. It's been working for me tremendously. Meditate on his word, y'all. And when you can't think of what to do, meditate some more. Meditate on who you are. Learn who you are. Find positive mentors. We ain't too old to have mentors. There's a lot of people that went through a lot of stuff out there and came out of it and can teach you how to do the same thing. People have gifts and talents that they sit on because they're afraid to explore it. They're afraid. And that's nothing but the enemy making you afraid because he knows you're going to be great at your gift. Meditate on who you are. Rise above what you don't understand. Ask God to give you clarity. I guarantee you, settle your mind and ask the Holy Spirit to give you revelation. He will give it to you. You heard me say this. I'm a living, breathing, walking testimony. So that's it. It is 8:16. It's time for me to eat some more tacos. I appreciate everybody that, even if it's just two of y'all that tuned in, I appreciate it. I really do. But there's a lot of things we got to do better on. And that goes for me too. But y'all dope as hell. I love y'all. Happy Tuesday. And I'll talk to you later.